Hey, welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer Show, where we talk a little, play some music, and encourage you to be weird, kind of like us. I'm Benjamin, and this is Heidi.
Hello.
And we got some thank yous to say.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so first of all, we got a gift from one of our friends and apparently a Chasing Ebenezer Show binge watcher.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neoni, for this awesome cat.
You really
thing.
never can go wrong with cats when it comes to gifts for us.
I know. This has all... If you're not a cat
so
person,
good.
then, we love you anyway, and hopefully you love us. But thank you so much. We love that, and we will hopefully our cats will enjoy that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much. And thank you to all of our Patreon supporters out there who help us keep the show going.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay for you!
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. And if you want to have that honor and you aren't our Patreon supporter yet, just go online, $1 a month or more can help us continue to do what we're doing. So today, we get to talk about a guy by the name of Fred Rogers. Now, Heidi, you're a bit of a big fan. Big fan.
I am a big Mr. Rogers fan. I mean, huge and big.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just...
double. There's no way to the exponential power how much I love Mr. Rogers. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
So since you're obviously prepared for this talk,
there's
no mystery as to what we're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Tell me why you like Mr. Rogers.
You know, Mr. Rogers just embodies for me. He was a peaceful man. Mm. He was not a perfect man, but he loved so deeply. He wasn't afraid to be himself, whether he was understood or people thought he was weird or a little different than the average person in how he communicated, especially with kids. And he was his own person and loved so well. And I just love that about him. He had a soothing voice.
He did. Yeah.
He did, and he was comfortable with silence, which is hard for me. And so I try to watch an episode at least a week of Mr. Rogers, and it just really calms me down just to kind of sit with him and feel like he's talking to me through the television screen. And so I really, I watched it a little bit as a kid, but I really have gotten into him as an adult. And after his passing, that's an amazing legacy that his stuff goes way past his death, and there's been like a resurgence almost.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's true. So, quick question. This is a very important question. Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite character in the land of make believe?
My goodness, that is a hard question. As a child, Lady Elaine Fairchild actually kind of freaked me out a little bit. I think I'm a lot like Henrietta Pussycat. So she's so insecure and she's so always. So I think I identify with her the most. I love Lady Aberlin too. She also had a very soothing cadence to her voice and just a calm about her. So. How about you?
Well, I can't think about like when I was a kid because I honestly don't remember. I think the trolley was my favorite character when I was a kid. Yeah. But Henrietta.
Yeah.
Obviously because
you like cats.
Cats.
That's true.
So when I was a little kid, I remember you were talking about how you felt like Mr. Rogers was talking to you through the TV screen.
It is. It's like he's talking to you.
When I was really little, I was at my grandparents' house, and I remember. I don't know why, just as a kid, you just do this all the time. I don't do this anywhere near as much as an adult. I would fall and I'd skin my knee.
Yeah, I do fall
so
frequently,
bad.
but I don't skin my knees because
I was an absolute mess. I was in so much pain, so my grandmother took me into the house, and it's like, we'll just put it on, we're going to put some TV on, and we're going to get you, feeling better. Aww. And I was watching Mr. Rogers, why don't you tell Mr. Rogers how you feel and all this? And I swear, I felt like I had a conversation with the man. And I look back, and it didn't seem weird. It's like, oh, he's talking back to me. He really understands me.
Yeah. And that's a lot of the things we're mentioning, were mentioned in the documentary of his that came out. And if you haven't seen it, I mean, you're probably going to cry.
You're going to cry. I cried through the whole thing.
All these people, all these adults are watching this documentary that we went with, and there's just crying. And so, just a beautiful documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? So, check that out.
Yeah. Are those stamps?
Oh, this is a gift from Mr. Ken Garrett, who's an amazing musician, by the way.
Yes, he
and
is.
He's a great preacher. Ken, thank you for these. And these stamps, it's like I haven't been able to bring myself to use them because I think they're so beautiful. And so I just love them. Oh, and then I also have my friend Carol. She made me an adult coloring book. The words to It's You I Like, you know, she took this and personalized it for me. I mean, come on, how cool is that? And I also recently finished reading his biography that came out, which is, I listened to the audio, which is read by none other than Mr. LeVar Burton. I mean,
you really can't
can you
go
hold
wrong.
my
I
mug,
will
please?
gladly hold your mug.
My mug. I just want to show you guys the cover, and so you can see Mr. LeVar Burton and Mr. Rogers together. I mean, what more could you want? So, The Good Neighbor, which is a great biography. I learned so much about him, and it's just really beautifully told. So, yeah, check that out.
Yeah. So
I'll take my broth back now. Thank you.
So I can drop my deep bomb now.
Oh,
Mr.
okay, now
Rogers.
we're getting deep.
Well, not that we weren't. I've been thinking about him a lot in the past couple of years because my grandfather reminded me a lot of Mr. Rogers in some ways, and just being so kind. I've really been on a journey of really understanding what manhood and masculinity is. I mean, you know that. And our culture doesn't really give us that great of a definition, so we have a lot of men trying to find it and really just seeing it's not violence, and it's certainly not in this being passive and doing nothing. And I feel like Mr. Rogers really modeled what healthy masculinity looks like. He was kind, he was humble, he was himself, and he wasn't afraid to get angry about stuff. You watch the documentary, you're going to see some moments where he gets angry, and it's terrifying, but in a good way, because you just see an intensity come out of him. And so he really taught me a lot about what it means to be a man. A man is somebody who uses their gifts and their kindness and their anger to bring life to the world. And
he did music all the time, too.
And he did, well, yeah, and he played with puppets. Real men play with puppets. Who knew?
So, yeah, we just hope that, those resources, or if you have Mr. Rogers resources, and share with us what you like about him.
Yeah.
What's our prompt for you guys this week?
You know, normally when it comes to creativity, you're usually encouraged to not watch TV.
Do it this
Watch
time.
an episode of Mr. Rogers.
It's on Amazon. I know. I'm sure you can find it out there.
Yeah, and just pay attention to what it does to you. Maybe that it releases your imagination a little bit. Maybe it helps you just feel a little bit more comfortable in your own skin. But just watch it. Journal your experience. You can write us about it if you want.
Put on a puppet show.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, if you can create your own puppet character and take a picture of it, I would that would honestly, that would make our day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now we're going to play you our song Home, and we thought this would be a good one because that's really what Mr. Rogers was doing in a really crazy world. He was inviting you into his home, creating a space where you felt loved for, 30 minutes. So this is our song Home.
Yeah, so we're going to share that with you.
And the chords, so you could play with us, are on our ChasingEbenezer.com store.
They sure are.
Download them.
And if you like our show, like I said before, follow us on Patreon.
Spotify.
So let me say something about Spotify. Our song Home is on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Colleen Matei, who did a lot of the percussion and some of the other world stuff on that recording. If you like our songs and you're a Spotify person and you make playlists, please add our songs to our playlist.
Let us be your neighbor.
Let us know. Yes. Let us know that you did, and we will share the heck out of that on our social media. So here's our song Home. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. and wide. I braved the desert, I looked up to the sky. I searched in pleasure to numb my pain. It enslaved me like a needle in the vein.
Needle in the vein. Home, 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 this ain't my home. Home, home, well, home, this ain't my home. Home, 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 this ain't my home. Home, home, well, home, this ain't my home.
And I turned my search to know the truth. I asked the wise men, they knew not what to do. So I tried my best to get it right. This death won't seem to die without a fight.
Die without a fight. Home, 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 this ain't my home. Home, home, well, home, this ain't my home. Well, home, 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 this ain't my home. Well, home, home, well, home, this ain't my home. No, 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 no.
And oh, the ache of life is strong. And oh, everything in me is bent toward low. I am cooking way deep down, trying not to drown in death. I said I'm cooking way deep down, trying not to drown in death. Yeah, yeah. I need to start again. Stop the clock. Make the hour end.
I bleed love stronger.